Guys, welcome into the show. Thank you so much for being here. We have a lot to do today. We got so many components going on to this plate. It's going to be crazy. We are doing beef tenderloin, just a nice pepper crusted beef tenderloin. We are doing, cauliflower puree. We're doing some great little balsamic tomatoes. I'm doing kale, bacon. Oh, this is going to be a great day. We're pairing the whole plate with some really good Pinot Noir. So I want you guys to check it all out. We got a lot to do, so we're going to get busy over here. This is cooking today. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. We are gonna do a beautiful little dish. We're making pepper crusted filet. We're gonna do some cauliflower puree as well for the dish. A couple other little things. We're gonna do some tomatoes, some cool stuff for you. And I need to get to work because my butter is browning over here, okay? So I wanna go ahead and get gloved up. I got the raw meat gonna happen. And I'm gonna season my steaks with some salt and pepper. And I'm gonna put those flat as I can, just so they're a little bit bigger. It'll take them a little bit less time to cook as well. We have them a little bit flatter. I'm gonna stick it in the oven as well. But I want to season these up real good with salt on both sides. And then my pepper grinder, I'm going to really coat and then press real good. Coat and press. One more time. Coat and press. And I'm gonna get these right into that butter so they can get a good sear going on them. Okay, and then once I get that in there, I'm going to coat with pepper again before they get too hot, and just get a press just so they got some good crust to them. Okay, and I don't have the heat up very high. It's about medium high, and the butter's going to brown really quickly for you. So you just want to make sure we keep an eye on it. It's about a half a stick of butter, and I have the oven set at 400 because I'm going to want to put these in the oven in just a little while. But while that's working, I got a pair of tongs there. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to get my cauliflower set up. I do have water boiling right here, just to steam, okay? And I just want to clean these up, and I'll just show you how I normally do it. Just roll the cauliflower around right inside there, and all of that comes right out, real easy. And for our puree, we just need to make sure our cauliflower gets good and steamed. Okay, and so I'm going to use my hands and break off just some, so I can get it right into our steamer. Make a little bit of a mess, it's okay. You are breaking it up. Okay? And I'm gonna season that with salt and pepper. Get me some good black pepper going in there. Get me some good salt going in there. I'm gonna add just a little bit of garlic. Let me grab a spoon. I'm not using fresh garlic for this. I'm going to use the jarred garlic just so I can save a little bit of time. Nothing wrong with this. It's a good product. And I'm also going to cut me up some shallot. Okay, and I'm going to use just about a third of the bulb. And what I'll do is just make it fine. I just want to add some flavors to that cauliflower. That's all going to get pureed together. Okay, just like that. Now, let me check my steaks. Show you what those guys look like. Look at that good sear. Look at that pepper crust on that. That is beautiful. And once I get these flipped over, I can put them right in the oven. That is perfect. Okay, now watch this. What I'll do is as soon as I get the flip going on that, I'm gonna go right to the oven. They're only gonna take, you know, long enough for you to get to what you're looking for. If you like a mid-rare, you know, you wanna get it to at least 110, 115 degrees. So we're gonna leave it in there probably about 8-9 minutes, and we'll check it with our thermometer for sure. And I'm gonna get a little bit more prep work done here. I have some kale, and I wanna have a nice representation on the plate. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of kale, and I wanna give it a rough chop. Okay, I want it to have some texture, but I want to also make sure that we can have a nice bed on the plate. Okay, so we'll just get that rough chop, and we're also going to cook off a little bit of bacon as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab my bacon, and I have some Wright brand bacon here, and I got a big box of it, and I only need some of the scrappings. I try real hard to save all the pieces that I can't use to wrap. Okay. And what I'm going to do is get this to a rough chop as well. Okay, just like that. Just turn it. And just a quick rough chop. You guys, when we come back, we're going to keep on going. We're going to get our cauliflower puree done, and we'll get our vegetables done. We'll do some cool tomatoes as well. So stick around. We'll be right back. So we have to steam our cauliflower so we can make our puree. And we're going to add our garlic and shallots right to it in the process of the steam. We want all those flavors put together real well. Please make sure you season this with salt and pepper. The cauliflower needs a lot of salt and pepper. Guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being with us. We are rolling along. I have some good tomatoes right on the vine that I want to use for this dish. And what I'm going to do with these is just cut them into quarters so they'll look real nice on the plate. And I have half a stick of butter going on the stove here. And man, I'm going to get these guys right in there. They are really juicy, really, really fragrant. They smell so good. Okay, and I'm going to season these with salt and pepper. Some good pepper going on there. Good salt. Always salt the tomatoes. They have to have some good spice to them. And I'm going to add a little bit of Tone's sweet basil leaf to these. I'm also going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper flake just for a little bit of love. A little bit of Italian seasoning as well. Just a splash. Okay, and I'm going to let these go. And I have it turned down. It's on about medium heat, so they won't go too fast for me. And I need to make my puree. And I have my cauliflower. It's all set up and ready to go. And I will drain it of all the water. Okay, and it still has the shallot and the garlic mixed in there with it. Okay, so what I want to do is get my blender set up, and I will get my cauliflower placed right into my blender. We'll get rid of that hot guy right there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is grab some butter out of the fridge because I need a little bit. Cut that baby in half, and we're going to get this right into the hot mix, just like that. And get rid of that guy. And then we also need from the fridge a little bit of heavy whipping cream, so we'll grab that. Okay, and I also need salt and pepper and flakes, because we're going to spice this up just a little bit too. Okay, so we're going to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper right to the top. We're going to season this pretty good with salt and pepper. Okay, and we're gonna start adding our cream to it and make our puree. Okay, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of liquid to it right off the bat, just so I have something to get the mix going. Okay, and away we go. The goal here is just to make sure we get as smooth as we can. Once, I mean, you heard the chunks go away. Now I'm just gonna pulse it. And it smells so good, man. Awesome. Okay, super simple. And I'm just gonna leave that going right there. I'm gonna check on my tomatoes here real quick. Move them around. You can get them turned over if you need to. They're softening up and they're starting to get some real good color on them too. So I'm gonna add my last ingredient to that, and it's just a little bit of balsamic vinegar that I wanna add just to give it that punch that we want. Gonna give it some good flavor, some good acid. That is gonna be a delight on our dish. And right now, I'm gonna take our steaks out of the oven because I'm telling you, those guys are done. And I wanna show you what those guys look like. They are beautiful. They have good temperature on them. We'll just check it to make sure. Make sure they're not overdone. Oh man, that is perfect. Right at 125. That's gonna be mid-rare to medium. You see there's a little bit of blood coming out of there, so that's perfect. It's right where I like my steak. Okay. And we are styling. It's awesome. Okay, and I still have to do my kale. Okay, I still gotta get my kale ready for our plate. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pan for that. And we'll get ready to go. And get this on high, just like that. Okay, and what I'll do is get my tomatoes here. Look at these. Look at that color on that. We didn't roast it, did not put it in the oven one time, but they got good color on them. That's perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Beautiful. All right, and the last thing we need to do is make our kale. So you guys, y'all stick around real quick. Just stay with me a little bit. I'm gonna show you how it all works together. We're gonna put our kale in the pan and get it all come together. This is cooking today. We'll be right back. And we're using a cast iron skillet to make our beef. You guys want to use the grill, you want to use your George Foreman, whatever you guys want to use. But we're using an iron skillet. I think this is just the best method for me. It gives it that good crust on the outside, that good sear, and it's something we can stick into the oven to finish it up, bring it up to a nice temperature that we want. Coming up next, we're going to bring it all together and pair it up with a great Pinot Noir. A little bit of cream and your cauliflower right in a blender makes the great puree. Make sure you season it. I mean, hit it with some salt and pepper again. You won't overdo it unless you just dump way too much in. But just make sure you season it up real well. And man, the vine ripe tomatoes, still with the vine on them. If you want to use Romas, you can use whatever you like. But these vine ripe ones, man, they have so much flavor. And we're using a skillet for these just to give them some love. Good balsamic, just great dish, outstanding dish. Guys, welcome back. We are getting some bacon cooked off for our kale. We cut it up earlier. We want to get our kale all set up. And I want to get all of this right in here. It's not been cooking very long. I want the bacon to have some, you know, it's not crispy. It's not what we're looking for. We just want some good flavor from that. And we have got to season it with salt and pepper. We want the kale to be awesome. It's not just for looks. It's going to be for eating. Good nutrients in the kale. Antioxidants, all the good stuff. Okay, salt and pepper. And we just want to make sure that the kale gets wilted and looks nice. Okay? And while that's going, I'm going to start with my plate. We'll get our puree that I'm so excited about. I'm going to get that on the plate. Look at that. Smells so good. If you want to add a little bit of cheese to that, a little bit of Parmesan, you can. Just whatever you guys like. I think it'll be a good complement to your Valentine's dinner. Watch this. I'm real excited about these boys too. Look at that. Look at that color on that. Add a little balsamic to it. Give it some good flavor. Okay. Make sure our kale is going down. Perfect. And with the kale, we want to make sure that it is not too wilted. We don't want it to just be flat, but we definitely want to get it cooked. And you'll see how it changes from light green over to real bright green once we get it to where we want it. You just got to do a good job of flipping it over. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to take one of my good steaks here and get it right against those tomatoes for you, just like that, because I want to come with the kale and I want to put it right here just for some contrast, just for a little bit of extra love on there, just like that. Just to make it a nice bed. It just sits against that steak and looks really nice. That is beautiful. I want to show you guys something else, another little trick. I have some 3-colored seaweed here, and it's dry right now. I'm going to show you guys in a future episode how we bring it back, and we'll use it pretty much like our kale, but in this state, we'll use it and make it as a nice garnish. See how beautiful that is? There's 3 colors of weed there. Man, and I'm going to use my hands just to get it crumbled up. Watch this. Watch this. Just for some pretty on that plate. Look at that. So good. Perfect little garnish for that plate. This is peppered steak. Oh, so good. Beautiful. Cauliflower puree, awesome tomatoes, and just some wilted kale, man. It's going to be awesome. And I have a nice Pinot Noir we're going to pair with that. Let's get us a glass ready. Beautiful. Nothing like a good red wine to go with your nice steak. Telling you, your lady's gonna love this, guys. Ladies, your man will like this too because it's man food. A good beef tenderloin is definitely man food. You guys have a great time with your honey. Happy Valentine's. Delish. Check out this episode and all the recipes on nwahomepage.com under the Cooking Today tab. Like us on Facebook, just search for Cooking Today. Check out this episode and all the episodes on YouTube, just search Cooking Today.